Barakatay Hawa, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rucha Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is What's Going On Out There? And pretty much it's a question, what's going on out there? What you're seeing is a picture. It's just a picture. This isn't real. It's a picture of a chariot, which the world calls a so-called UFO. Kind of looks like one of those combination locks. Looks like a camera. Looks like a thermostat on your wall you could turn, whatever the case may be. Like I said, I know it's not real. It's just a picture, but you do have chariots out there, and that's pretty much what's going on, because that topic keeps coming up, more and more and more. More. But before we get into it, I was watching a little video, prior to getting started. Sometimes I listen to a little music just to kind of gather my thoughts together. And I happened to be watching this video here, Method Man, Redman, Nas, Street Life featuring Jadakiss. And I didn't put this video in the description box, but what I will do is I'll put it here right now in the comment section of the live comments. And I pretty much towards the end of the video, around 4 minutes and some change, Nas was talking about, the women, being there, so on, and this, that, and the other. And then at one point he said, we're the lost children of Israel out in the western region. So what's going on? That's another thing. What's going on out there, in the cosmos, in the sense of, the arrangement of space and the chariots, and what's going on in the world today with all of this mention of Israel and us being the Israelites. So when you get a chance, just watch this. This was put up a year ago. It just happened to come up, and I saw it, and I just clicked on it. And I pretty much like all of these rappers, so I just was watching it, and I wasn't expecting to hear that. Just listening, a little something just before I was gonna play the do the video, and that came up. He said, we're the children of Israel out here in the western region. So what's going on with that? So this word is getting out everywhere. Everywhere you turn, this word is getting out. So getting into the main topic, dealing with this right here, it says they are coming. Elon Musk finally breaks silence on aliens. And pretty much a lot of this video is bugged out. Some bugged out information is saying, he's an alien. He said he's an alien, blah, blah, blah. But the point is that they're talking about the chariots more and more and more. They keep bringing it out. They keep bringing it to the forefront. They keep talking about it. Donald Trump built the so-called Space Force. President Ronald Reagan spoke about it. President Truman, if I'm not mistaken, it's either Truman or Eisenhower, one of the two. I forget which one it was. They had to scramble jets out to the Capitol because you had chariots back in I forgot what year that was. It's been a while. I don't know if it was the 40s or the 50s. And you had a bunch of chariots hovering over the Capitol. And jets went out there because, Esau and his sword, they think they're going to be able to defeat, the angels when they come back. But there's a lot of talk. Ronald Reagan spoke about, the chariots and the threat from outer space. And they keep bringing this stuff up. This was one day ago, and they talking about this. Then I watched another video here called Massive Unidentified Object Detected by International Space Station near Earth. And this came out 2 days ago. And as you can see right here in this area, when you watch it, this is like the 3-minute, 47-second or so. They actually showed a video. They actually showed a chariot, appear. And then maybe like, in this case, it was 2 minutes later, they cut the feed and said they were experiencing technical difficulties. Yeah, I bet. Same thing they did with that brother. I believe he was an Issacharite. He was filming and he saw the gigantic chariots, gigantic ships coming into view. on the live NASA feed, and all of a sudden, while he was recording it, they cut the feed, because that's what they do, because they don't want this information to come out. So I put these 2 videos in the description box. You can watch those, but this video here, just be careful. It has a lot of bones in it, a lot of bugged out stuff. But the point is that the chariots keep speaking about the chariots and bringing it out to the forefront. All right. Why is that? Because we're at the point now where these things are going to start to, show more and more. Oh, by the way, also earlier, I didn't really watch too much of it. I kind of clicked on it because the title caught my eye. Deacon Hakka, he's doing I'm not sure if he's still live, on how they found the so-called Jewish, Messiah, so on and so forth. He was doing a video on that. I didn't really get a chance to watch it. I clicked on it just to have it in rotation, but I didn't really get a chance to watch it. But they're saying that now. So there's a lot going on, because we're coming to the very time of the very end, and a lot of deception is going to happen. A lot of 1952 Tawada, brother. Harry Truman, 1952 Tawada. A lot of stuff is coming out because, it's ushering in the end of the world. So we're just going to go into a couple of precepts. Matter of fact, Barakatay Hawabashim Hawashai. One precept came to mind, then another one came to mind. So we'll just deal with these 2, because I just wanted to make that point through the Spirit, and take it from there. Wisdom of Solomon. Let me get that. Boom, boom. And then let's go to Isaiah 33 and verse. Is it 20? Is it 33? No. It's actually Isaiah 28. Excuse me. Isaiah 28 and 21. For the Lord shall rise up as in Mount Perazim. Which we read about that in Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter, Deuteronomy 33, if I'm not mistaken. It says, he shall be wroth as in the valley of Gibeon, that he may do his work, his strange work, and bring to pass his act, his strange act, because for a long time these things were strange. But to these so-called elite, they knew what it was, because they've been keeping an eye on it. And they've been lying to the people that had actually had encounters with so-called aliens. They were briefed before they can bring out anything. Some were told not to say anything. Some were told to say this, that, and the other, and this is why you have the same narrative playing out, with certain people that they approach to say, well, say this, you saw this is what you saw, this, that, and the other. But what they're seeing out there are vehicles of the heavens, which the Bible calls chariots, and those are the angels of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So let's look up the word strange work. Strange is the word zawar, which means what? This is an actual word for an actual alien. No, not alien as far as, what the world classifies as alien, but an actual nation, a Gentile. But sometimes, maybe like 1 to 5% of the times when you read in the scriptures, it applies to the Israelites depending on the context. But for the most part, this, along with bun nakar or nakar, is the Hebrew word for an actual heathen. All right, to be a stranger, to become a stranger, to be one alienated. And that's why it's called strange, because it's not of this world, So this is the Lord's strange work that he's bringing to pass. That's not of this world, that these devils are nervous about. They don't want people to talk about it. They don't want people to know about it. Why would you pay so much money, on defenses on something that's a hoax? Oh, those are just big head Martians with big eyes. There's really nothing to worry about. So why would you spend so much money on defense and preparation for it? Set up a whole different set of military individuals for that purpose if it's nothing. And even in this video right here, when they explain things like this, right, the different sightings that they see, they blame it on space debris. Now, these devils they polluted the earth. They polluted the water. They polluted the air. They polluted space. You got all different type of debris just flying out, because these devils, they don't give a shit. I just throw it out the window, just, and shit is just, orbiting space, because that's how these devils get down. So Wisdom of Solomon 5:1, it says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. And this is what's happening right now. And they don't like the fact that they're being called out. So what do? It's an attack, personal attack. Make them look bad. Say things about them, call them this, call them that. Say that they're anti, so and so. Because in law, when you have someone that's a witness, they cannot be a credible witness if there are charges on them, if they're criminals, if they're, So this is what they do, because these devils are not spiritual. So they figure if they cast a bad light on the Israelites, then, when the truth comes out, the people will mostly disregard it, because they're, looking at it from a point of view, oh, these guys they're just criminals, they bugged out, they ain't no good. So there's no need to listen to anything that they got to say, And that's why there's a saying that goes, truth is stranger than fiction. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. Why? Because this is why the scriptures say, be not afraid of the, how does that go in Jeremiah 10? Dismayed. Thus saith the Lord power, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed. So they're looking at these things happening in space, in the inner atmosphere, and they're dismayed. Let's look up this word, dismayed. I never looked this word up. The word is chathath. To be shattered, be dismayed, be broken, be abolished, be afraid, right? So don't be afraid. Why? Because we understand what they are. We know what they are. It's been explained to us in the scriptures what they are. They are the salvation, of the nation of Israel. So going back, it says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the what? At the strangeness of his salvation. And now, when we examine the scriptures, right, what is this salvation going to entail? Because it's obvious that our salvation is not predicated upon what we do or how we can prepare or what, provisions we can provide to get us out of this situation. So obviously, if that's the case, then what is the salvation? So when we go to Hosea 1 and just bear with me. And 7, it says, but I will have mercy upon the house of Judah and will save them by the Lord their power, and will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen. So it's not going to be a physical battle, man against man. This is why Yahweh said, when he comes back, I will not meet thee as a man. You see? So this battle that's going to take place is going to be a spiritual battle, even though half of the opponents are going to be flesh. And the other is going to be angels, Yahweh Shai and the angels. Right? So how is this salvation going to come? Well, 2 Kings 2 and 11 says, and it came to pass as they still went on and talked that, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire. What is this chariot of fire? It is a actual so-called UFO that was up in the heavens. It had lights coming out of it, right? It says, and horses of fire, meaning power, and parted them both asunder. And what parted them both asunder was what Esau calls a tractor beam. So there was an actual beam that came down and separated them. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. So he was sucked into that beam and went up into heaven. And Elisha saw it. So this is the salvation. And Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the what? The chariot of Israel and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more, and he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces. So this is the salvation of the Lord, which are those chariots. You know? Matter of fact, let me see something. So, is that Psalm 68? I know there's one in Psalm 68, but I just want to check something real quick. Let me just try that. That's a good one too. Let me go to Matthew 24. This is a good one too. Matthew 24:31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Right. That's another good one. So it said, they shall be amazed at the strangers of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Because they're looking for an image of the sweet Jesus, the so-called white man, coming through the clouds with, Tootsie Rolls, bonbons, lollipops, flowers, gay Paris, with a garment on, with his taco meat hanging out, and coming to save everybody, whoever accepts him. No, that's not what's going to happen. The chariots that are coming, this is going to be a heavy event, because there's going to be so much going on. There's going to be wars, rumors of wars. There's going to be pestilence. There's going to be earthquakes. There's going to be, uproars of the people, famines, all kind of stuff going on the planet. And then the Lord's going to come at that time to deliver his elect. That's all going to be a part of the time of Jacob's trouble. So far beyond all that they look for, and they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. Right. And who fits this? Who fits the derision? Who does the world have in derision and a proverb of reproach? The Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. This is why, out of all the groups of the planet that call themselves Israelites, we're the only ones that get attacked by these devils. You have in Yemen, you have those that call themselves Jews. You have different places around the world. You have the Falasha Jews. You have all different individuals out there that call themselves Israelites, but they're not being attacked except for us, because we are that proverb and that byword. They will not accept that. So when the deliverance comes and the destruction comes, they're going to be in amazement of how can these people be the people of the Lord? How can they be saved? Because we ain't looking for that. We were looking for us to be saved. We fools accounted his life madness, and that's what they account our life as. That's why we're fools for Yahweh's sake. They account our life madness and his end to be without honor. Oh, there they go again. See? That's how they look at us as. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the what? The saints. When the saints come marching in, I wish to be in that number. Yeah. So the ones that they're not looking for to be the ones to be delivered, those are the ones that's going to bring a whole total shock to the world. It says, therefore we have erred from the way of truth. Yeah, because they had the Bible, but they don't keep the Bible. And the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. And this is also dealing with these Israelites out here that don't accept that they are Israelites. And that day they're going to be kicking themselves in the ass. We worried ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, but it's mainly dealing with Esau. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way, but as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. So that plantation Christianity, that's nothing but a desert sandwich. Dry as hell. Stale as bread. What hath pride profited us, or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? Right. So pretty much that's, the main point. They keep bringing up, this was a day ago, they keep bringing up, so-called aliens. They keep showing footage of NASA. This is 2 days ago. Footage of NASA and different objects, and they're explaining it away as far as being space debris. And just as a little added bonus, I was watching this video earlier, and towards like around the 4-minute mark, if you listen to the whole thing around the 4-minute mark on, he says that he says that we're the children of Israel out in the western region. So everything's coming out. So what's going on out there? So with that, I pray that you brothers and few sisters have been edified. To the next time I say, Shalom.